Hey you guys, listen, Riches couldn't be with you guys tonight. He went back to work today and that just wore him out after being off all those days and being down all those days. He tried to do what he could for you the day before he went back to work, but that's about all he could do. After getting off from a shift, he had to go to bed, you know. Wifey's orders, he needed some sleep. So, um, with that being said, I'll just give you a little background on him and, you know, how he got started making beats. We in 2010, we moved down to Florida, and we were down there for a short period of time. We weren't down there too long, just a little under 2 years. But while we were down there, I guess he was kind of, well, first of all, he started. He was always been a person who did beatboxing, and he was really good at it. And he wanted to try to figure out a way to turn that into actual music. And I told him, you should get a recorder. So that's what he did. You know, the little old tape recorders with the little tape that you put in it. He started off with, a tape recorder, or for real tape recorder, and then it eventually ended up being digital and so on and so forth. Now our phones can do all that. But he started recording all the beatboxing into it, and then he went on ahead and got some software on his computer so he could start trying to transfer that over. That was a task. I watched him do that day after day after day, practicing trying to get his ideas into the computer. Then he started writing, and it was nothing more than a hobby at the time when he was trying to convert his beatboxing into actual beats. But now he doesn't have to beatbox it; he can just think it. But he still does do that quite often. And so he started writing, and he's always been a strong writer. He had a scholarship due to his writing, but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, I didn't know he could write songs the way he could, though. And, he could rhyme, and he could do all that, and have all these punchlines and things like that. So he wrote this song called I Am Him. And I am waiting on him to re-release this. He released a few albums prior to the ones that are posted, and he took them back down because he didn't feel like the sound quality was up to par. So like when you see artists like Meek Mill and Kendrick Lamar, like some of their real early work before they got famous, you hear like all the progression. He still has that music, it's just not available online. But he wrote a song and he let me see it. And after I read it, I looked at him and I said, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Despite all the other work and all the other things he's done and he's been excellent at, I knew at that moment that he not only could write, but he could make beats and produce. But you had to figure out if he can perform it and basically spit it in the mic. Well, I watched him go in the closet with just the laptop and actually record with just the laptop. No mic yet, none of that. He's literally surrounded by clothes in the closet, working from the ground up. And that's what he did. He started working at perfecting, getting it out. And it was a little rough at the very beginning. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great or good in either. He was working at it. By the time he decided to try to, make a little mini album and stuff like that, he was pretty good. So I felt like more people should have heard that, and he should have left the things up that he had done previously. But I understand that he wants it to be right, and he didn't want, people to think of him as a local quality style rapper. So he wanted to make sure his quality was up to par before he started making sure it was out. So he had to get things like an interface and, just different things, a good mic. And, things have really progressed. Could he have better equipment now? Sure, but he has a whole hell of a lot better equipment than he started with. And the sound quality he makes now is 10, 20 times better than before, but he's always had strong writing skills. He's developed his rapping skills over the years and made it better, the execution better. And his beats, you haven't seen anything yet. When I say he has thousands, I do mean thousands of beats. I cannot wait for you guys to hear more of the range he can do. He can do everything from commercial to pop, trap, you name it, country sounding, classical sounding. He can do just about any type of sound you can think of. So if you're looking at this because you're in the market for beats and you don't hear anything that he has that works, reach out to him, because he's that guy. He can do that. Whatever it is you're thinking, he can do. And if it's, if you're looking for a feature, that's another thing. He's got that capability. He can write to just about anything. He's multi-talented. It's not just music. He's talented in a lot of other fields and areas that you guys will see in due time. And I hope you guys stay tuned and start to subscribe to see more content, because if you're just watching this video this one time, you might lose track of even knowing how to find him until he's famous or big. But until then, to watch the growth, I'm telling you, it'll be more than worth it to subscribe to his channel to see his growth. And on that note, I'm out. I'll see you. Peace.